I'm Connie, and I'm a case manager at Lakeside-Milam Recovery Issaquah office. April 2nd of 2009, I checked into Kirkland inpatient, and I hadn't had anything to drink for about 12 hours, and I was dry heaving in the garbage can, and sweat was pouring off of me, and I was pretty sick. And they had the nurse come up and give me a breathalyzer, and I blew a .216. So I really needed treatment. I learned so much. The disease of addiction is progressive and fatal if it's not treated. And I believe that Lakeside-Milam is the best treatment out there. After inpatient, I came here to the Issaquah office to do intensive outpatient and then phase 2. It was tough. I was scared to death. I had moved into a little house all by myself, and I was determined to stay sober. I knew that if I had not stopped within about 6 months, I would have poisoned myself with alcohol. So I did I think it was 5 days a week for my intensive outpatient. That was about a little over the first 30 days, and then I maneuvered on into phase 2. And so for about the first 10 weeks, it was 2 times a week. And I was going to about 3 or 4 or 5 meetings a week just because I was so lonely and so bored. About 6 to 8 weeks into treatment, I decided that I wanted a puppy, so I went and I got a golden retriever puppy. He's a purebred, and my family members were a little shocked at how much money I spent on him. And I said, well, a bad relationship or a puppy? And they said, oh, he's so cute. I was a little bit frightened about what to do after treatment. By the time I was done with the 2 times a week and down to 1 time a week with phase 2, I was going to 7 to 9 meetings a week because I knew if I didn't, that I would go back to drinking. I remember the people in my phase 2 group were like, really? Are you trying to make us look bad? And I said, no, I'm trying to save my life. I graduated from phase 2, and I still continued on for a couple of years with 7 to 9 meetings a week. Part of my treatment plan was to go to as many women's meetings as I could, and if people asked me to, and if I had the time, to go to a meal after the meeting, and I jumped head on, straight on into that, and just all of my friends became everybody in treatment. Prior to coming in, my life was just so awful. My alcoholism had really escalated. I mean, you name it, it happened. So fast forward, I was just about done with phase 2, and I didn't really have a sponsor. And I remember being in my home group and some of the women saying, "Hey, Connie, you don't have a sponsor?" I said, "No." You're interested in the big book study that we're going to do? And I said, yeah, I'm interested in that. So I went to the bathroom and I came out, and there were 3 wonderful women standing right outside the bathroom, and they said, "Hey, Connie, we think that this woman would be a good sponsor for you." And I said, okay. I felt as if 1,000,000 pounds had been lifted off of me. I felt like I was really starting, a brand new life. I do every single thing that I can remember from my treatment plan that we determined at the inpatient. I go to as many women's meetings as I can. I seek out strong, sober women as friends, and I still do all of that today, and it's 10 years later. I decided about 5 years ago that I wanted to go back to school and become a counselor here for substance use, and it's been amazing. I love it. Go Silver Group. Okay, can we just stop for a second?